He hadn't felt his own heartbeat in 3 years. No desire, no anger, no pain, just nothing, until she stepped onto that stage. And for the first time since the poison nearly killed him, Song Kong felt everything. This isn't a story about a stripper and a gangster. It's about a man who was clinically alive but emotionally dead, and a woman from Tanzania who accidentally became the only cure for a condition doctors said was permanent. He offered her $50,000 just for dinner. By the end of the month, he proposed $500,000. But here's what nobody expected, not even them. The poison that nearly killed him didn't just damage his nerves. It erased everything that made him human. And when Nia brought it all back, he realized something terrifying. He would rather die than lose her again. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me show you how a business transaction turned into something so intense, so dangerous, that it nearly destroyed them both. Welcome back to African Korean Story Hub Besties. We're about to start a new journey together once again. Kindly hit the like and subscribe button, as it will be of encouragement to me. Los Angeles. Velvet Noir nightclub. The most exclusive spot in downtown. Kong owns it. Actually, he owns half the illegal operations on the West Coast. Korean syndicate. Smuggling routes. Protection rackets. The kind of man who makes people disappear when they cross him. But for 3 years, he's been living in a prison inside his own body. The assassination attempt failed. The poison succeeded in a different way. It destroyed his nervous system. Doctors said he was lucky to be alive. But Kong, he called it a death sentence. Because he couldn't feel anything. No taste. No touch. No emotions. Imagine that for a second. You're alive, breathing, walking, talking. But you can't feel happiness when something good happens. Can't feel sadness when you lose someone. Can't feel desire when you see someone beautiful. You're just existing, going through the motions. For 3 years, Kong tried everything. Specialists from around the world. Experimental treatments. Different women. Nothing worked. Until Nia. She's not supposed to be there that night. She's a backup dancer. New to the club. Desperate for money. Her mother back in Tanzania needs surgery. Her siblings need school fees. She's sending almost every dollar home, eating instant noodles, living with 2 roommates in a cramped apartment. She takes the stage that night because someone called in sick, and she dances, not provocatively, not trying to seduce anyone. She dances like she's telling a story, like the music lives inside her bones. Kong is in his private booth, barely paying attention. Another meeting. Another deal, another meaningless night. Then the lights shift to deep purple, and she appears. His heart slams against his ribs. Once, twice, 3 times. For the first time in 3 years, he feels heat spreading through his body. His hands grip the table so hard his knuckles turn white. And lower, much lower, his body responds in ways he thought were impossible. The doctors were wrong. He can feel, but only when he looks at her. He doesn't understand it, doesn't care. All he knows is that this woman, this stranger, just performed a miracle. Get her, he tells Takashi, his second in command. Bring her to the VIP room. Now. Takashi has never seen his boss like this. In 3 years, Kong has been cold, calculating, empty. Now, he's moving like a man possessed. Nia walks into that VIP room cautious. She thinks she's in trouble. Thinks she did something wrong. She has no idea she just changed this man's entire existence. Kong stares at her, studies her, and then he does something he hasn't done in 3 years. He tells the truth. 3 years ago, I was poisoned. I survived, but it broke something inside me. I couldn't feel anything. No emotions. No physical sensations. Nothing. Nia's confused. What does this have to do with her? The doctor said it was permanent. That I'd spend the rest of my life as an empty shell. He steps closer. Then you walked onto that stage. And for the first time in 3 years, I felt everything. She should run. Every instinct tells her to leave. But there's something in his eyes. Not just desire. Desperation. Like she's not just a woman he wants. She's oxygen. And he's drowning. What do you want from me? She whispers. Everything. Nothing. I don't know yet. He reaches out slowly, touches her cheek. The contact sends electricity up his arm. His breath catches. I need you to understand what you've done. I haven't felt anything in 3 years. Until you have dinner with me tomorrow night. She should say no. Just dinner. Let me figure out what's happening to me. But then he says something that changes everything. I'll give you $50,000. Nia freezes. $50,000. For one dinner. That's more than she makes in a year. Maybe 2 years. Why would you pay that much just to have dinner with me? His answer is brutally honest. Because if there's even a chance you can give me my life back, then $50,000 is nothing. She needs the money. God, does she need it? Her mother's medical bills are crushing her family. But this man, he's dangerous. She can see it in the way people move around him, the way his guards watch everything, the scar over his heart from the poison that nearly killed him. Still, $50,000. Just dinner? She asks carefully. Just dinner. You have my word. He pulls out his phone. I'll transfer half now. The other half after dinner tomorrow. Whether anything happens between us or not. $25,000. Transferred with the press of a button. Her phone buzzes. She looks at the notification. Her hands shake. It's real. Tomorrow night, she says. And just like that, she seals her fate. Because this isn't just about dinner. This is about a man who's been dead inside for 3 years. A man who just found the only thing that makes him feel alive. And he's not going to let that go. Not for anything. The next evening, Nia shows up at the address he sent. It's not a restaurant. It's a residential tower in Beverly Hills. Penthouses that cost millions. She stands outside, phone in her hand. She could leave right now. Keep the $25,000. Disappear. But then she thinks about her mother's smile in the last video call. About her siblings who need her. And she walks through those glass doors. Because she doesn't know it yet. But she's not walking into a dinner date. She's walking into an obsession that will consume them both. The elevator doors close. And her old life ends. The elevator climbs. Nia watches the numbers light up. Floor after floor. Her heart pounds harder with each one. She told herself this was just dinner. $50,000 for a few hours of conversation. Simple. Safe. But the address isn't a restaurant. And the man waiting for her upstairs isn't simple. He's dangerous. Powerful. And somehow, she's the only thing that makes him feel alive. The elevator doors open. Directly into a penthouse. No hallway. No lobby. Just his home. Floor-to-ceiling windows show the entire city spread out below, like a blanket of lights. The furniture looks like it belongs in a museum. Art on the walls that probably cost more than her entire life back in Tanzania. And there, standing by the windows with his back to her, is Kong. He turns when he hears the elevator. The intensity in his eyes hits her like a physical force. You came. Relief floods his voice. I wasn't sure you would. You said a restaurant. She manages, crossing her arms. This is not a restaurant. He moves toward her slowly, like he's afraid she might bolt. I know. I apologize for the deception. Then why lie? Because I couldn't risk taking you somewhere public. He stops a few feet away. My life is complicated. Being seen with me could put you in danger. This was safer. Safer for you, you mean? She's not backing down. Good. He likes that. How do I know you won't hurt me? His answer is brutally honest. You don't. She tenses. But I give you my word. I won't touch you unless you want me to. You can leave at any time. The elevator works. No questions asked. She should leave. Every survival instinct screams at her to run. But then she looks at him. Really looks. And she sees something she didn't expect. Vulnerability. This powerful, dangerous man is terrified. Not of her, but of losing whatever this is between them. Fine, she says, but I'm keeping my phone where I can reach it. A small smile touches his lips. Smart. He gestures toward a dining table set for two. Candles flicker. The food smells incredible. Italian. Her stomach growls, betraying her nervousness. She had eaten all day because she was anxious. They sit across from each other. Servers appear from somewhere in the apartment. Pasta, bread, salad. Everything looks expensive, tastes expensive. But Nia barely notices. She's too aware of him watching her, studying every movement. You said you needed to understand what's happening to you, she says after several minutes of tense silence. So explain it to me. Because I still don't understand how I did anything. Kong sets down his fork. His expression becomes serious. 3 years ago, I was at a business meeting. Someone I'd worked with for years. Trusted. He touches his chest, right over his heart. He put poison in my whiskey while I was distracted. Nia listens, her food forgotten. By the time I tasted the bitterness, it was too late. I collapsed. My heart stopped twice on the way to the hospital. His voice is flat, like he's reciting facts instead of trauma. The doctors saved my life, but the poison damaged my nervous system. They said the damage was permanent. You lost your feelings, she says softly. Everything. Emotions. Physical sensations. Desire. He leans back in his chair. I tried everything. Different doctors. Specialists from around the world. Medications. Therapy. Nothing worked. That must have been terrible. Real sympathy colors her voice. She can't imagine living without emotions, without joy or sadness or even pain. It was worse than death. His jaw clenches. At least in death, there's peace. But this? I was trapped in a prison inside my own body. I could see life happening around me, but I couldn't participate. He stands abruptly, moves to the window. His reflection shows tension in every line of his body. Then you stepped onto that stage. He turns to face her, and my heart started beating again. Really beating. I felt heat spread through my body. My skin became sensitive. His voice drops. And I wanted you. After 3 years of nothing, I suddenly wanted you in intensity that terrified me. The air between them feels charged. Electric. Nia grips the edge of the table. But why me? What makes me different from any other woman? I don't know. Frustration leaks into his voice. I've been around hundreds of women in 3 years. Beautiful women. Nothing. Not even a flicker. He takes a step closer. But you? Nia from Tanzania, who dances to support her family. You made me feel alive again. She stands. Needs to create distance. How do you know about my family? Alarm bells ring in her head. I had you investigated. He holds up his hands at her outraged expression. I know how that sounds. But I needed to know who you were. I'm not a safe man, Nia. I run an organization that deals in things the law frowns upon. Criminal. He's a criminal. She knew it, but hearing him say it out loud makes it real. I have enemies who would love to use anyone close to me as a weapon. I had to make sure you weren't sent by them. So you know everything about me. Anger replaces her sympathy. My mother's illness. My siblings. Why I came to America. Yes, his honesty is startling. And I know you send almost every dollar you make back home. I know you live in a tiny apartment with 2 roommates. I know you eat instant noodles most nights so you can afford your mother's treatments. He moves closer. I also know you're one of the bravest people I've ever met. You left everything you knew, came to a foreign country, and did whatever it took to save your family. His voice gentles. That takes incredible strength. Tears prick her eyes. No one has ever called her brave before. Desperate, yes. Foolish, definitely. But never brave. I did what I had to do, she whispers. Exactly. He's close now. Close enough that she can feel the heat radiating from his body. And that's part of what draws me to you. You have this light inside you that nothing has managed to extinguish. He reaches out slowly, giving her time to pull away. When she doesn't, his fingers brush her hand where it rests on the table. The contact sends sparks racing up her arm. She gasps. His eyes darken with satisfaction. You feel it too. It's not a question. Yes, she breathes. She does feel it. This strange electricity that arcs between them whenever they touch. I don't understand it, she admits. Neither do I. But I don't care about understanding it anymore. His thumb traces circles on the back of her hand. Each touch makes her skin burn hotter. All I care about is that when I touch you, I feel human again. When I look at you, I want things I thought I'd never want again. Her heart races. This is dangerous. She should leave right now. But his touch feels like fire and ice and everything in between. What do you want from me? She whispers. Kong pulls her gently to her feet. His hands move to her waist. Even through her dress, His touch burns. Everything. Nothing. I don't know yet. He cups her face with both hands. His thumbs brush her cheekbones. But I know I can't let you walk away without exploring this. Whatever this is between us. His eyes search hers, looking for permission. She knows she should say no. Should run as fast as her legs can carry her. This man is dangerous. He admitted it himself. He lives in a world of violence and crime. But when he looks at her like she's the most precious thing in the universe, when his touch makes her feel more alive than she's ever felt, how can she walk away? Kiss me. The words leave her mouth before she can stop them. Kang's control snaps. He pulls her against him. His mouth claims hers with a hunger that steals her breath. This isn't a gentle first kiss. This is 3 years of starvation, finally finding sustenance. His lips move against hers with desperate need. His tongue traces the seam of her mouth until she opens for him. The taste of him explodes on her tongue. Heat floods her body, pooling low in her belly. Her hands fist in his shirt, pulling him closer. She's been kissed before, but never like this. Never with this intensity. This raw need that makes her forget everything except the feel of his body against hers. His hands roam her back, her sides, learning her curves through the thin fabric of her dress. When his fingers find the zipper, she doesn't stop him. The dress pulls at her feet, leaving her in just her underwear. She should feel exposed, vulnerable. Instead, she feels powerful, because the look in his eyes is pure worship. You're perfect, he rasps. So perfect it hurts to look at you. He backs her toward the couch, never breaking the kiss. They fall onto the soft leather together. His weight presses her into the cushions. And for the first time in her life, Nia understands what it means to be consumed by desire. She should stop this. Should put her dress back on and leave. Take the money and run. But when his lips trail down her neck, when his hands explore every inch of exposed skin, when he looks at her like she's not just wanted, but needed, she's lost. Completely, utterly, lost. Time stops having meaning. There's only his touch, his taste, the sound of their breathing mixing together. She wakes to sunlight streaming through those massive windows, silk sheets against her bare skin. For a moment, she forgets where she is. Then memories flood back. Heat rushes to her cheeks. She stayed. She did more than stay. The space beside her is empty, but still warm. She sits up, holding the sheet to her chest. Follows the sound of movement to the kitchen. Kong stands there shirtless, making coffee. The morning light highlights every muscle in his back. She feels that familiar pull low in her belly. He turns when he hears her footsteps. His eyes darken as they travel over her. She's wearing nothing but his shirt from last night. Good morning. His voice is rough, intimate. Morning. She feels suddenly shy, which is ridiculous after everything they did in the darkness. I should probably go, she says. My shift at the club starts at 6. About that. He pours 2 cups of coffee. Hands are one. I have a proposition for you. Something in his tone makes her wary. What kind of proposition? Sit, please. She perches on a stool, very aware that she's wearing nothing under his shirt. Last night was the first time in 3 years I felt truly alive. Not just physically, but emotionally. He leans against the counter. When I'm with you, the fog lifts. I can feel joy, desire, even fear. Everything I thought was dead forever. I'm glad I could help, she says carefully. But I really do need to get to work. What if you didn't? Her stomach clenches. What if I made you an offer that would solve all your problems? She's listening. God help her, she's listening. Stay with me. 1 month. His words hang in the air. Live here in this penthouse. Be with me whenever I need to feel alive again. He holds up a hand when she starts to protest. In exchange, I'll pay off every single one of your family's debts. Your mother's medical bills. Your siblings' school fees. Everything. Her coffee cup trembles in her hands. How much are we talking about? $500,000. She nearly drops the cup. $500,000. That's life-changing money. Family-saving money. Her mother could get the surgery she needs. Her brothers and sister could go to university. A real home instead of a shack with a leaking roof. Why would you pay that much? Suspicion creeps into her voice. What exactly would I have to do for this money? Kong moves around the counter, stands in front of her, close enough that she can feel the heat radiating from his skin. Be mine, only mine. His hand cups her face, thumb brushing her lower lip. Live here, so I can come home to you every night. Let me touch you, kiss you, make love to you whenever this emptiness starts creeping back in. His eyes hold hers. Raw, honest. You're my cure, Nia. The only thing that makes me feel human. His voice drops to a whisper. I need you. Her heart pounds so hard she thinks it might explode. $500,000. 1 month. Her family's future. In exchange for what exactly? Nia stares at the man offering to buy her time. Her body. Her presence. He's not asking for love. He's asking for a cure. Because somehow, impossibly, she's the only thing that makes him feel alive. I'm asking you to save me, he says. And God help her. She's actually considering it. You're asking me to be your mistress. She sets down the coffee cup. Her hands are shaking. To sell myself to you. I'm asking you to save me. Kong corrects. But I understand how it sounds. I'm essentially buying your time. Your body. Your presence. He steps back, giving her space. If that offends you, tell me to go to hell and walk out that door. I'll still transfer the other $25,000 I owe you. She should leave. Should tell him exactly where to go. But then she thinks about her mother's tired face on their last video call. Her sister dropping out of school because they couldn't afford fees. Her brothers sharing one pair of shoes between them. 1 month, she says slowly, testing the words. And then what? You get bored of me and move on to the next woman who makes you feel something? I don't know what happens after 1 month. Maybe the effect wears off. Maybe you get tired of me and my dark world. He meets her gaze. But I'm willing to take that risk if you are. Silence stretches between them. The city hums below, oblivious to the deal being struck 40 floors up. I want conditions. The words come out stronger than she feels. Interest flickers in his eyes. Name them. First, you treat me with respect. I'm not your property. I'm a person making a choice. She stands. Needs to feel less vulnerable. Second, I want half the money up front, sent directly to my family. The other half when the month ends, whether you're happy with me or not. Agreed. Third, I can leave any time if I feel unsafe, or if you break our agreement, and you let me go without any trouble. Agreed. He steps closer. His hands find her waist. Anything else? Yes. She lifts her chin, meets his gaze. You tell me the truth about who you are, what you do, the danger I might be in. No more secrets. Kong studies her face for a long moment. I run a criminal organization. His voice is matter of fact. We deal in things that would make you uncomfortable. Import, export, protection, information. He doesn't sugarcoat it. I have enemies who would kill me if they had the chance. Being with me puts a target on your back. His grip on her waist tightens. I can protect you, but I can't promise you'll never be in danger. He pauses. Is that truth enough? Fear trickles down her spine, but she pushes it away. Yes, then we have a deal. He pulls out his phone, makes a call in rapid Korean. When he hangs up, he looks at her with something like admiration. $250,000 will be in your family's account within the hour. Nia's knees go weak. It's real. She just agreed to sell herself for a month, and she can't even feel guilty about it, because all she can think about is her mother finally getting treatment, her siblings having a real chance at life. I need to get my things from my apartment. Her voice sounds distant. I'll send people to pack and move everything here. His hands slide under the shirt she's wearing, finding bare skin. Right now, I need you again. Heat pools between her thighs. We just woke up. But even as she protests, her body responds to his touch. I told you, when I'm with you, I feel everything. His voice is rough with desire. And right now I feel greedy. He lifts her onto the counter, steps between her legs. Tell me to stop if you want me to stop. She should stop him. Should keep some distance. Remember that this is a business arrangement. But when his mouth finds a sensitive spot on her neck, when his hands push the shirt up and off, when he looks at her like she's water in a desert, all her good intentions melt away. Don't stop. 3 weeks pass in a blur. Nia moves into the penthouse. Her tiny apartment with its peeling paint and broken air conditioning becomes a distant memory. Now she wakes up in silk sheets, eats food prepared by a private chef, wears clothes with designer tags. But it's not the luxury that changes her. It's him. Kong is complicated. In the mornings, he's tender, gentle. He makes her coffee exactly how she likes it, asks about her dreams, listens when she talks about wanting to be a nurse someday. But then he leaves for meetings, and she's left with Takashi, his second-in-command, who gives her security briefings that make her blood run cold. You never leave the building without 2 guards minimum. Takashi's voice is emotionless, professional. You don't accept packages or food from anyone except our people. You don't tell anyone, not even your family, this exact address. He pulls up photos on his tablet. These are the boss's enemies. If you see any of these faces, you run. You don't try to be brave. You run, and you call this number immediately. The faces stare back at her. Hard, cold, dangerous. This seems excessive, she says. Am I really in that much danger? Takashi looks at her with something like pity. Miss Nia, do you understand who Kong is? What he does? He runs a criminal organization. He runs the most powerful Korean syndicate on the West Coast. Takashi sets down his tablet. He controls ports, smuggling routes, has connections to organizations across the Pacific. He leans forward. He has enemies who would love nothing more than to hurt him through someone he cares about. A pause. And make no mistake, he cares about you. He barely knows me, yet he's paying you $500,000 to stay with him. Takashi's eyes narrow. Many women have tried to get close to him over the years. Beautiful women, connected women, dangerous women. He stands. He never looked at any of them twice. But you, a dancer from Tanzania with no connections and no agenda, you made him feel again. That makes you either very special or very dangerous. I'm not dangerous, Nia protests. I'm just trying to help my family. Then let me give you some advice. Takashi moves toward the door. Don't fall in love with him. Don't think this will last beyond your month. He pauses, looks back. Kong lives in darkness. People who get too close to him get burned. The words hang in the air. Take your money. Help your family. Walk away clean. Anything else will only end in heartbreak. The door closes behind him, leaving Nia alone with her thoughts and her fears. That night, Kong takes her to Las Vegas. He has a business meeting. He wants her with him. I don't want to be apart from you, he says. Like it's simple. Like bringing her into his dangerous world is normal. The meeting happens in a private room at one of the big casinos. Men in expensive suits, speaking Korean and English. Nia stays close to Kang's side, feeling out of place in her new designer dress. Everything seems fine, until one of the other men makes a comment in Korean. She doesn't understand the words, but she understands the tone. Mocking, dismissive. Several men laugh. Kang's hand shoots out, grabs the man's throat. In seconds, the room erupts. Guns appear from nowhere. Shouting fills the air. Kong pushes Nia behind him, shielding her with his body. Say one more word about her. His voice is deadly calm despite the violence crackling in the air. I dare you. The man chokes out an apology. Slowly. Tension drains from the room. Guns disappear. People sit back down. But the meeting is over. In the car back to the airport, Nia's hands shake. What did he say about me? Her voice is barely a whisper. Nothing that matters. Kang's jaw is still clenched. He disrespected you. No one disrespects what's mine. I'm not a possession. Anger cuts through her fear. You can't just threaten to kill people because they said something mean. In my world, disrespect leads to weakness. He turns to face her. Weakness leads to death. I need people to know that touching you means death. It's the only way to keep you safe. She wants to argue, to tell him that violence isn't the answer. But she saw the guns, saw how quickly things could turn deadly. This is his world. Dark, dangerous, brutal. Back in Los Angeles, safe in the penthouse, he pulls her into his arms. I'm sorry you saw that. His voice is softer now. I'm not. She surprises herself with the truth. I needed to see who you really are, what your life is really like. She looks up at him. And are you running yet? He holds his breath, waiting for her answer. Nia thinks about it, about the violence, the danger, the darkness that surrounds him. But she also thinks about how he protected her, without hesitation, how he defended her honor, how he looks at her like she's his entire world. No. She pulls his head down for a kiss. I'm not running. Relief floods his features. Then his mouth claims hers in a kiss that's equal parts gratitude and hunger. He makes love to her right there against the door, unable to wait, unable to hold back, and she matches his intensity, her nails digging into his shoulders, her legs wrapping around his waist. Because somewhere in the past 3 weeks, something changed. This stopped being a business arrangement. This became real. Later, lying in bed with the city lights twinkling outside, she realizes the truth Takashi tried to warn her about. She's falling in love with Song Kang. And in 1 more week, she'll have to walk away. Pretend her heart isn't breaking. 3 days later, everything goes wrong. Nia is shopping on Rodeo Drive. 2 guards trailing 10 feet behind her. She stops in front of a jewelry store, admiring a delicate bracelet in the window. It reminds her of home. Simple. Beautiful. Miss Okafor, we should head back soon. Derek, one of the guards, steps closer. The boss doesn't like you being out too long. 5 more minutes. She smiles. I promise. She turns to look at another window. That's when it happens. A van screeches to a stop beside her. Doors fly open. Hands grab her from behind, yanking her backward. She tries to scream, but something presses over her mouth. Chemical smell. Sweet. Sickening. Her vision blurs. Through the haze, she sees Derek reach for his gun. Hears gunshots. Sees him fall. Then darkness swallows her whole. When consciousness returns, pain throbs in her head. Her wrists are tied behind her back. The rope cuts into her skin. She's in a chair, in what looks like an old warehouse. Dim light filters through dirty windows high above. 3 men stand around her, speaking rapid Mandarin. She doesn't understand the words, but their tone is clear. They're pleased with themselves. She's awake. One switches to accented English. Good. Time to send message to Korean dog. Terror shoots through her. This is about Kong. These are his enemies, and she's their weapon against him. One of the men pulls out a phone, aims it at her. Smile for your boyfriend. He'll kill you, she says. Her voice is stronger than she feels. All of you. He'll tear this city apart to find me. The man laughs. Let him try. By the time he figures out where you are, you'll already be dead. He grabs her face roughly, forces her to look at the camera. Tell him goodbye, little bird. Tell him his weakness will be his death. Before she can speak, he backhands her across the face. Pain explodes in her cheek. Blood fills her mouth. The camera keeps recording, capturing her pain, her fear. They want Kong to see her suffer. Hours pass. They leave her tied to the chair, alone in the vast warehouse. Her face throbs. Her wrists bleed from struggling against the ropes. But worse than the physical pain is the fear. What if Kong can't find her in time? What if they kill her before he arrives? What if this is how she dies? In a dirty warehouse far from home? All because she fell for a dangerous man? Then she hears it. The warehouse door explodes inward. Gunfire erupts. Men shout. More shots. The smell of gunpowder fills the air. Then silence. Footsteps run toward her. She flinches, expecting violence. Instead, Kong drops to his knees in front of her. His face is a mask of fury and fear. Nia, his hands shake as he cuts through the ropes. Are you hurt? Did they touch you? And she realizes something that terrifies her more than the kidnapping. She's not just falling in love with him. She's in love with him. Completely. Irrevocably. And that changes everything. Blood drips from her split lip. Her wrists are raw from the ropes. But Kong is here. He found her. His hands shake as he cuts her free. Something she's never seen before. This man, who faces violence without flinching, is trembling. Are you hurt? He asks again. His voice cracks. Did they touch you? My face. She manages through her swollen lip. They hit me. Something terrifying crosses his features. Something that makes her blood run cold. He stands and turns to where Takashi holds one of her kidnappers at gunpoint. The man is bleeding from his shoulder, begging in Mandarin. Wait outside. Kang's voice is ice. All of you, take Nia to the car. Boss, you shouldn't. Takashi starts. I said take her to the car. Now! Takashi helps Nia to her feet. Her legs barely hold her weight. As he leads her toward the exit, she looks back. Kong stands over the wounded man, his gun in his hand, his entire body radiating violence. Please, the kidnapper switches to broken English. Please, mercy. Kang's response is empty of all emotion. You touched what's mine. There is no mercy for that. The gunshot echoes as Takashi pushes Nia out the door. She stumbles, the sound ringing in her ears. She had known Kong was dangerous, had seen glimpses of his violence. But hearing him execute a man in cold blood is different. That's the reality of his world. Kill or be killed. No middle ground. No mercy. In the car, she shakes uncontrollably. Takashi wraps a blanket around her shoulders. Hands are water. Drink. You're in shock. He killed him. Her voice sounds far away. Just killed him without hesitation. That man kidnapped you, beat you, would have killed you. Takashi's expression is grim. In our world, that deserves death. The boss was merciful. He could have made him suffer much longer. Nia can't process that. Can't understand a world where a quick execution is considered mercy. But her body knows what her mind refuses to accept. She's alive because Kong was ruthless. If he had hesitated, shown mercy, negotiated, she might be dead right now. Kong emerges from the warehouse minutes later. Blood splattered on his white shirt. He climbs into the back seat, beside her, immediately pulls her into his arms. His whole body trembles. I thought I lost you. His voice cracks. When I saw that video, saw them hurt you, I lost my mind. I tore through every contact, every informant, every enemy until someone talked. He pulls back to examine her face. His thumb gently touches the bruise blooming on her cheek. Rage flickers in his eyes. I should have killed them slower. Should have made them suffer the way they made you suffer. Stop. She catches his hand. Just take me home. Please. I just want to go home. The word slips out. Home. Not his penthouse. Not her old apartment. Home. Because somehow, in 3 weeks, he became her home. Back at the penthouse. He leads her straight to the bathroom. Starts filling the huge tub with hot water. Adds oils that smell like lavender and vanilla. Then he helps her undress. His touch gentle despite the violence still humming through him. Let me take care of you. He lifts her into the tub and climbs in behind her, still wearing his bloody clothes. He doesn't seem to notice or care. His only focus is washing the dirt and fear from her skin. Nia leans back against his chest, lets his hands soothe her. He washes her hair carefully, avoiding the tender spot where they grabbed her, cleans the cuts on her wrists with gentle fingers. And when she finally starts crying, he simply holds her. Her tears mix with the bathwater. I was so scared, she admits. The words break free. I thought I'd never see you again. Never see my family. I thought I'd die in that place. Never. His arms tighten around her. I would move heaven and earth to get to you. There's nowhere in this world you could be that I wouldn't find you. Why? She turns in his arms to face him. Water sloshes over the edge of the tub. Why do you care so much? This was supposed to be a business arrangement. 1 month of my time for money. That was the deal. Kong cups her face in both hands. His eyes burn with intensity. The deal changed the moment you walked into my life. His voice is raw, honest. I was dead inside, Nia, a walking corpse going through the motions of living. But you brought me back. You made me feel joy and fear and hope and desire. He pauses, takes a breath. You made me want to wake up in the morning. And somewhere along the way, I fell in love with you. Her breath catches. What? I love you. He says it again, stronger this time. I know I have no right. I know this was supposed to be temporary. But I fell in love with you and I can't take it back. His thumbs brush her cheeks. I won't take it back. Tears stream down her face. I love you too. The admission feels like jumping off a cliff. God help me, I love you too. He kisses her then, soft, reverent, tasting her tears on his lips. Say it again, he whispers against her mouth. I love you. She kisses him back. I love you, Song Kong. Something in him breaks open. He lifts her from the tub, water streaming from their bodies, carries her to the bed. This time when he makes love to her, everything is different. No desperate hunger, no frantic need, just slow, deep reverence. He worships every inch of her skin with his mouth, kisses every bruise and cut like he can heal them with his touch. When he finally pushes inside her, she gasps at how deeply she feels it, not just physically, but emotionally, like their souls are connecting along with their bodies. You're everything, he moves slowly, making her feel every inch of him. My salvation, my redemption, my reason for living. She wraps her legs around his waist, pulls him deeper. Show me how much you love me. He makes love to her for hours, bringing her to peak after peak until she's trembling and spent. And when they finally lay tangled together in the darkness, both exhausted and complete, she knows the truth. This isn't a business arrangement anymore. This isn't about money or deals or temporary fixes. This is real, raw, permanent. The month is almost over, she whispers into the darkness. What happens then? Kang's arms tighten around her. Then we tear up the contract and write a new one that doesn't have an end date. He kisses her forehead. Marry me, Nia, not because of a deal or money. Marry me because I can't imagine my life without you in it. She should say no. Should tell him it's too fast, too dangerous, too complicated. But after today, after nearly losing everything, she knows the truth. Life is too short to waste on fear. Yes. She kisses him deeply. Yes, I'll marry you. They seal the promise with their bodies, coming together one more time in the darkness. And as she falls asleep in his arms, Nia knows she made the right choice. Whatever dangers lie ahead, whatever challenges they face, they'll face them together. 6 months later, a yacht rocks gently off the coast of San Diego. White flowers drape every surface. The sunset paints the sky orange and pink. Nia stands in front of a mirror in the master cabin. Her wedding dress is simple but elegant. White silk that flows to the floor. Fresh flowers woven into her natural curls. A jade bracelet on her wrist. Her mother enters, tears already streaming. Oh, my baby, you look like a queen. I feel like I'm dreaming, Mama. It's real, and you deserve every bit of happiness coming to you. Randy takes her daughter's hands. I know I was hesitant about Kong at first, but these past months, seeing how he treats you, how he looks at you like you hung the moon and stars. She smiles. I know you made the right choice. On deck, Kong stands with Takashi beside him, both men in sharp black suits. But Kong keeps tugging at his tie, his usual confidence replaced with nervous energy. Boss, you need to relax, Takashi says. She already said yes. She's not going to run. What if she changes her mind? What if she realizes she deserves better than a criminal who puts her in danger? Then you're an idiot. Master Choi appears, his weathered face creased with amusement. That woman loves you. Anyone with eyes can see it. Stop doubting and start enjoying your wedding day. Then the music changes. Everyone turns, and Nia appears. Time stops. Kong forgets how to breathe. All he can do is stare at the woman who saved his life, who brought him back from the dead, who chose to love him despite everything. She reaches him. He takes her hands, both of them trembling. Hi! She smiles up at him. Tears glisten in her eyes. Hi! He smiles back, his own eyes burning. When it comes time for vows, his voice is thick with emotion. Nia, 3 years ago, I died inside. I lost the ability to feel anything that made me human. I accepted that I'd live the rest of my life as an empty shell. He squeezes her hands. Then you danced onto that stage and brought me back to life. You gave me hope when I had none. You gave me love when I thought I was unlovable. His voice cracks. I promise to spend every day proving I'm worthy of the gift you've given me. You're my miracle, and I'll never forget that. Nia can barely see him through her tears. Kong, when I came to America, I thought I was searching for money to save my family. But what I found was so much more. She takes a breath. I found a man who saw me. Truly saw me. A man who made me feel precious and powerful and loved beyond measure. Your world is dangerous. Our life will never be normal. But I'd rather have one day of this incredible love than a lifetime of safety without you. Her voice strengthens. You're my home, my heart, my forever. And I promise to stand by your side through everything. To love you through the darkness and the light. And to never let you forget that you deserve to be happy. When the judge announces them husband and wife, the small gathering erupts in cheers. But the couple hears none of it. They're lost in each other, sealing their promises with a kiss that tastes like salt and love and forever. Later that night, as the yacht sails slowly along the coast, Nia finds Kong at the railing. She wraps her arms around him from behind, rests her cheek against his back. What are you thinking about? About how different my life is now compared to 6 months ago. He turns in her arms. I have a wife, a family, a reason to wake up every morning. You gave me all of that. We gave it to each other. She looks up at him. I have something to tell you, she says quietly. Something I found out yesterday. He tenses. What is it? Are you okay? Are you in danger? No, nothing like that. She takes his hand, moves it to her lower belly. I'm pregnant. We're gonna have a baby. Silence. Complete, absolute silence. Then she feels wetness on her shoulder. He's crying. Kong. She turns to face him, alarmed. Are you okay? Is this not good news? It's the best news. His voice breaks as he presses his palm flat against her stomach. A baby. Our baby. A piece of you and me combined into something new and beautiful and innocent. He looks at her with wonder. Are you scared? She asks. Terrified, he admits. I don't know how to be a father. What if I don't know how to be good? What if I hurt them the way I was hurt? You won't, she says with absolute certainty. Because you know what it feels like to be hurt. You'll protect them from ever feeling that way. She cups his face. You'll be an amazing father. I have no doubt about that. He kisses her belly reverently. Hello in there, little one. This is your father. I don't know what I'm doing yet, but I promise I'll learn. His voice is thick with emotion. I promise I'll love you more than anything in this world. And I promise I'll spend my whole life making sure you and your mother are safe and happy. Nia feels tears slide down her own cheeks, watching this powerful, dangerous man transform into someone soft and vulnerable because of their unborn child. Do you want to know what the doctor said? She runs her fingers through his hair. Tell me everything. It's a girl. We're having a daughter. Joy radiates across his face. Something in his expression shifts, softens, becomes almost holy in its intensity. A daughter, he whispers. A little girl with your eyes and your smile and your kind heart. He moves up to hold her properly, his hand never leaving her belly. 6 months ago, I thought my life was over. I thought the best I could hope for was existing without really living. His eyes meet hers. But you changed everything. You gave me back my ability to feel. You gave me love. You gave me hope. And now you're giving me a family. You gave me all those things too, she says. We saved each other. They stand on that yacht, watching the stars reflect on the dark water, his hand protective over their growing daughter, their hearts beating in sync. Two people who had been broken and lost had found wholeness in each other's arms. Kong had been dead inside, a walking ghost going through the motions of living. Nia had been struggling to survive, sacrificing her dreams to save her family. Together, they found something neither knew they needed. Not just love, but salvation, redemption, a second chance at life when both thought their stories were already written. Their journey had been unconventional, dangerous, built on a foundation that should never have worked, a business deal that became so much more. But love rarely makes sense. It doesn't follow rules or logic. It just exists, powerful, transformative, changing everything it touches. Can you feel that? Kang's voice is filled with wonder, his hand pressed against her belly. She's moving. She knows her daddy's voice already. Nia places her hands over his. He rests his chin on her shoulder. When he speaks, his voice is thick with emotion. You didn't just give me back my manhood, Nia. You gave me back my humanity, my future, my everything. She turns in his arms. reaches up to cup his face. And you gave me a love I never knew existed. A love that's fierce and protective and all-consuming. A love that makes me brave enough to face anything. They kiss as the stars shine overhead, painting the world in silver and promise. Whatever dangers lay ahead, whatever challenges they would face them together, forever bound by a love that literally brought a dead man back to life and gave a lost woman a home. He had been poisoned, left for dead inside his own body. She had been desperate, willing to sell herself to save her family. But what started as a transaction became a transformation. What began as a business deal became an obsession, and then became everything. Their story was just beginning, and it was going to be extraordinary. If their love story moved you, hit that subscribe button, because love doesn't always make sense. But when it's real, it changes everything. Drop a comment telling me, would you take the deal? $500,000 for 1 month with a dangerous man who needs you feel alive? See you in the next story.